out about now?
I don't know, man. You double botched. I don't know if we should even carry on with the show right now. So, all right. You know what, Kurt? We haven't gotten to hear from you in a while. First off.
Oh, wait. Hold on. Sorry. I am a fool. We can't go on to nerding out about just yet because we have Devosite answered the James Bond question.
Oh.
But this whole I'm a fool thing, I don't know what to do with that. That was weird, right, Kurt?
Yeah, a little strange.
What a jerk.
Oh. Welcome to the VO by Kurt show.
Yeah, it also doesn't record very often. So play your voicey things.
Okay.
As for the question of the week, James Bond film, I think my favorite was Goldfinger. From Russia with Love, all the Sean Connery, he's just a man's man, isn't he? It just really was the James Bond era. I mean, I always liked all the other James Bond, but those are the ones I always go back to as that's James Bond for me.
Okay, I've watched Austin Powers so much, I forgot that Goldmember was a spoof of Goldfinger. Like, no, dude, that's Austin Powers. What are you talking about, John?
I knew exactly when I saw that look on your face what you were thinking.
Yep. Be honest, I'm going to revamp my answer. If I'm going to tell you where to start with James Bond, it's going to be with Austin Powers. All right.
All right, now back to...
What are you nerding about?
Oh, that's the only one? You stopped all of that. You hit the brakes so hard we slid into a ditch.
Yeah.
Just for John. All right, fine.
That's right.
So, Kurt.
Yeah.
Are we good? Can we carry on, producer Joe? Good? Okay.
Yes, my
Kurt.
wayward son.
Carry on. All right, I'm dating. So, Kurt.
Yes.
I sent you a TikTok that you said, oh, not yet, but soon. But I think it was Ender or Creality. Creality has a 3D scanner that you can you scan whatever and then make 3D prints out of it.
Yep.
How soon do you think we'll see that in studio, Kurt?
It'll be a while. It'll be a while because there's just a lot of stuff I've got to accomplish before I start doing that, and there's a lot that you don't need it for. So, but because you really want, it's really meant to scan things that are hard to render. Right? Like,
yeah.
If I wanted to do and here's the thing, like people think about people, for example, but I can already take a 2D picture of my head and make a bust out of it with just software.
And you sent me the Hulk for Christmas instead of my own head? Come on, man.
Look, man.
I thought you were going to ask for Kurt's head.
Yeah, you have to grow into the head.
Can I get a little spikes whenever Kurt's not here? I put his head on a spike, gold.
Yeah, something like that. So,
never mind.
Yeah, it's all right.
Lost it.
So, I may have shown you guys this before, but this is a bust. Again, the lighting,
the baby,
yeah,
of my grandkid, but that's from a 2D picture.
Okay,
I mean, and they rendered it in 3D. I mean, and it was remarkable.
Well, so they've been doing stuff like that with those laser etched crystal things as well,
right?
So I'm not surprised that it would find its way into the 3D printing space as well,
right? But I think the scanners will be really good at some point.
All right.
Yeah.
Little side note for the podcast. The full run through post is Kurt not nerding about his 5 million copies of Balatro, which takes me on a tangent. I got a picture I can send you, Kurt. There was this dude on TikTok playing it live. Looks like the Wish version of Phil. I took a screenshot immediately like, Phil, when did you start playing Balatro? He's like, and he pointed out, oh, he's even got the Yoshi in the background and stuff.
Yep.
Craziness. But no, Kurt is now onto 3D printing the cards from Balatro. So there's that.
I mean, don't get me wrong. Balatro is always running on my computer.
Yes.
And on my phone.
Yes, it is.
And on my tablet. And on my Switch.
So would you, I imagine you're going to say yes. Would you recommend, going back to 3D printing, the printer, because we're looking at getting Joe a new printer. Because the one we have is just worn out and just meh anymore. Would you recommend him going with the 4 filament printer, or should he start a little more economical?
I mean, so here's the thing. It really depends on A, budget, and B, how much multicolor stuff do you want to do? And because I would still recommend Bamboo Labs A1 combo, which is the one that comes with the four color changer, but it's a fast printer. It just works. It's got all the auto bed leveling and everything. Their slicer is great. I made some gifts over the Christmas break for some buddies of mine, and one of the gifts was Marvel coasters.
Nice.
So I got that.
Marvel coasters. They look really good.
Yeah.
Fantastic Four.
Yeah. So let's see. Do I have another one over here? No. Yeah. There we go. Also
it's blurred out like
Thor.
Thor. I gotcha.
Yep. So, but I'm currently in the middle of assembling, because I just finished printing it out today. A Yosemite Sam model, which
noise.
If this gives you any indication,
biscuits are burning.
Yep, this is the size of his hat.
Oh, wow, he's gonna be big.
He's gonna be a big one. Yeah. What's that?
Put it next to your face. What is that? Three quarters the size of your face? That's big.
It's big. It's a big one. So it'll probably stand a foot tall or so, because the hat is pretty big compared to his face. But yeah. So I'm just experimenting, plus printing things out to try to start doing some craft shows in the spring.
Very cool, man. Very cool.
Yeah.
All right, Joe. You tease this out at Chattacon, which we'll talk about in a second. Carry on, sir.
Yeah, so I'm nerding out about my happy marriage. that's exactly the look I was expecting to get.
What? I guarantee you, Curtis is an anime. I guarantee you. But the way he said it at Chattacon, here's the context of how he said it at Chattacon. Is I don't remember if it's the night we went to dinner or the night after that, but basically. We were at dinner and my wife was there, and she said something because he looks at me with that I'm about to do something look. I'm like, okay, I know exactly what you're about to do. He goes, well, at least my wife shows up for the shows or something, and he cracked himself up with that. So then later he's like, yeah, I'm a nerd about my happy marriage. He's like, oh, you're just gonna tell a story about how your wife shows up? Okay. But then now I figured it out with the look at his face, Kurt. Don't you think this is anime?
It's got to be an anime. It's got to be an anime.
Except it's going to be about two robots in outer space finding each other and never actually getting married.
Oh, I disagree. I think it's going to be about a Shaolin monk who has entered into an illicit relationship with a demon, and over time has come to marry them, and all the trials and tribulations that happen during that.
Done. Even though it's anime, done in a 90s sitcom style.
Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah, the monk is the woman. So
I don't know. Are you just talking about WandaVision? What?
That would have been better if it was an anime. It was good. I liked it, but wouldn't it have been better as an anime? Anyway, all right, Joe. Kelsey has already spoiled it.
It's true.
Anime.
It is. My wife watched watched the first two seasons through, or the first one season through twice before I picked it up, and so she watched it a third time when I watched it my first time, and it's a lot of fun. So it's a world where people can have supernatural gifts. And depending on how strong you are, you might get recruited into this police/military force that protects against these creatures called grotesqueries, which you find out later, and it's not really all that important. It's not a huge spoiler, but you find out later that grotesqueries form from the corpses of dead gift users. And so
So you're saying that's how you get gifts in Pokemon Go from me?
Yeah.
Got it.
But the main character is this woman who, her mom is gone. Her stepmom treats her like trash. It's almost got some Cinderella vibes in there, and
It's very pastel colored.
yeah, the animation is gorgeous, and her dad basically disowns her, and she has an arranged. Her dad arranges a marriage to this guy who has had several fiancés in the past, but none have made it past a couple of days before running away because he's got a very fierce personality and he's very strict. And like one of the first things that he tells her is, "You will obey every command I give you. If I tell you to die, you die." Like that's one of the first things he tells her.
Nice guy.
Yeah, but
So it is a Shaolin monk meets a demon. Got it.
That's kind of where I was going.
Right.
and so it's the second season is currently airing. It's only 2 or 3 episodes in. The first season's not super long. I want to say it was 12 or 13 episodes. But yeah, no, I'm really digging it. The art style, like I said, is amazing, and I'm really liking the interactions between the characters, because there is some action, but the main bit of the focus is the interaction between the characters. And yeah, I'm liking it quite a bit. So,
All right. So I am nerding out about Chattacon, just because I love talking about conferences after we get back. But it is a fun local con for Chattanooga, and it was so good. I did, I think, 7 panels. I don't know if I'm going to take the game show back, Joe. I'm not sure if I should take it back and just care to build that word of mouth on it. Because it was tough to the 5 people in the room.
Yeah, so your game show works a lot better to a larger crowd. And so playing with only a handful of people can be a bit rough. I think you made the best of it though, and I think I think the audience had fun with it, especially Tom, who he started off in last because he showed up halfway through and ended up, I think, 2nd place. So, but yeah, no, it went over well. Southern Fried Gaming, I think it went over really, really well because it was a packed room. But yeah, and maybe, like you said, you were talking about maybe rebranding it, renaming it, and seeing if you could drum up some more interest.
Write a new description for it this year.
Yeah,
and do that, because I think especially like a little. I don't want to call it little, but compared to Dragon Con, everything's little, right? But that's why I call it local, where there's probably 500 to 1,000 people there or whatever. It just feels smaller when you have 4 panels going on at once in that kind of con. And so love it. This is our 2nd year going. We had a blast. The live show went well for us.
Yep.
Again.
We had 3 people return this year that were there last year.
Yeah.
Cool.
And one of them immediately afterward whipped out his phone and subscribed to us on YouTube.
Yep.
So
and
yeah,
Spotify. I think they did both.
Nice.
So, but yeah, I'm working on that. But I got to interview some good people. I got to be on some panels with some new people, and I met the director. Well, she is the content director, I think, for Multiverse. Vanessa was on a panel with. That was the one where. I gauged my panels by where you and Shane were sitting, and I think that was one where I was sitting in the back left. But I talked to her, and I'm probably not only going to get to do some panels at Multiverse this year, which has been difficult getting in. They have a learn section where you can do a 15, 30-minute or 45-minute presentation, like a scientific presentation, but they say it's in the vein of a scientific presentation. They call it call for papers,
more of a dissertation type thing.
Yeah, and are teaching, basically, almost like TED Talk, if you will. It sounds like, because it can be on Fandom and stuff. So I am pitching intro to podcasting, because I've been wanting to build that workshop up, because I got inspired this year. I've been trying to figure out, how do I get paid to do these cons? One is obviously selling something, and you guys have both seen me working on the owl pin. Currently, everybody, I know we're a little behind on getting it done, but we actually have a new logo being drawn up right now. We got to put it from John, so the 4 of us kind of settled on 3 different styles that are all similar for the new logo through AI. And then now it's in an artist's hands who has done the art. Audie Norman is his name. He's done the art for Those Were the Days and Wait You Haven't Seen, and many other shows. So we all liked his style, his variety of style, and he's working on that right now. And, spoiler alert, we're going to owls. So, because ours are wild. But I've been working on, in one of our logo manifestations, each of us got our own owl figurine. And I really just fell in love with mine. So I'm developing it into an enamel pin so I can sell it, basically. But then the other thing that cons are really great for is marketing yourself. And as I'm on panel after panel talking about, here's how you do this thing in podcasting, here's how you do that thing, I couldn't help but go, and if you go to my Patreon, you'll get blah, blah, blah. Or if you sign up here, I can work with you on helping you through it for, we'll negotiate a rate or whatever. And that's when I was like, okay, I've got to start I made some notes about make this video, like how to set up Patreon, make this video, how you do this, how you do it, just to start building that reputation out. But it was a lot of fun. Our Chinese dinner wasn't what it was supposed to be, so that was okay. But I will say, I'm big on trying new restaurants and food, and I like it a little bit on the higher end. But right down the street, Joe, right down, I think it's Market Street, there's a place called, I had it earlier, I tried, what's tequila? Agave and rye is what it's called. And you'd think it's leading with alcohol. And it's not. I mean, they have a lot of alcohol there, but it is more restaurant than that. Handcrafted gourmet tacos. And you can look them up on YouTube and TikTok and see. But it was phenomenal. I got they even did these shrimp crab rangoons with special sauce and their own house fried rice. That was really good. We did.
So is this some kind of fusion place? Because you're talking tacos and then you're talking crab rangoon and.
Oh wait! I'm going deeper, bud. I'm going deeper. Just wait for it. Yes, it's a little bit of a fusion place. It's all natural ingredient or fresh ingredients. I mean, it has a great vibe to it, and it's all rock and roll themed. So, Biggie Smalls is one of the icons on the menu. They've got Prince on the wall, like the artist formerly known as Prince. They've got pictures of all different people painted out. It's a really cool place. But the taco, so we of course got the chips and cheese dip, and the chips are house made, fresh to order. We actually took an extra bag home, and 3 days later, they were still the best tortilla chips we've ever had. And they're huge. It's like they cut half a small tortilla up, and that's the chip. They didn't so good. But the tacos, so I got a flight of tacos. You can order anything off their menu. Any 3 is a flight, and it's $13. And they're all double wrapped, so you get a little bit of a handmade corn tortilla with a little bit of a soft taco to go around to help hold it. I ended up getting duck confit taco.
Ooh.
Okay.
I forget the name of it, but it was a Korean chicken taco. And then I ordered the kangaroo taco, but they're out of kangaroo meat. Not kidding. And so, unfortunately, I went with the is a buttery lobster taco with mac and cheese and mushrooms. I know, but it was good. It worked. It actually worked.
So again, I'm kind of a lobster snob. So
I don't do lobster very often. So I think it's honestly funny enough because I love seafood. I think lobster tastes fishy most cases. Now, I'll be honest, I've never had fresh New England lobster.
Yeah.
Just
It does make a difference. It does make a difference.
Sure.
But yeah.
I'm sure. Like, I'm talking about like the red lobsters or even I could have told you to try to tell you, but there's a seafood place that started up in Rhode Island somewhere. Fresh seafood or
Long John Silver's.
No. I don't remember what it's called.
No, Legal Seafood.
Legal, thank you. Legal Seafood.
Which is a pretty good place. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. Yeah.
It is. I didn't like their lobster. it just didn't hit for me.
Yeah,
But it's
okay.
also in Atlanta or somewhere else. So, it wasn't quite up north. I was in, and I don't like, because of those bad experiences with lobster, I was in Boston and my wife tried to get me to buy a lobster roll in Boston, but it was like $27. I'm like, what if I don't like it? Because I haven't had great experiences with lobster so far, and I still get grief today for not buying a lobster roll. So I'll make this promise: if I ever make it to New Hampshire, or if I'm with Kurt in New England somewhere,
I will take you.
we will buy.
I will
lobster
take.
rolls.
I will take you to places where we can get good quality
Okay.
lobster roll. Yeah.
Well, well, definitely in Chattanooga. However they got there, wherever they got it from, however they did it, they do say they like fresh ingredients. That lobster was very tasty on the taco.
good.
It's just a little piece of meat on there, but it's so good. And then, Joe, I am very disappointed in you. I'm so disappointed in you. How did you not tell me there's a Little Debbie bakery attached to the Little Debbie factory in Chattanooga? Yeah, Kurt.
Yeah, there is.
So on our anniversary, we made this an anniversary trip for us, and we tend to go to $100 dinners, right? It's our time to treat ourselves when we're out, right?
Treat yourself.
Everything we did, even with tip, everything we did was like $70 or whatever, and we planned for it. That's our entertainment. So here's what Erin did on this trip: she slept in the hotel room while I did panels, and then we went out to eat at night. That's what, because that's all she wanted, to catch up on sleep and then have some good food. So that's all we do for entertainment. We went to Little Debbie. All right. So on Sunday, yeah, did I send you that picture?
Yes, you did.
Wait for it, Kurt.
Is that basket full?
Yes,
I mean,
yes, it
basket,
is.
By the way, they're a little half basket, but yes. So, and we got 2 baskets. Anyway,
And so what did I respond with?
I don't remember. I was drunk at the time.
Diabetes intensifies.
Yes. So, why was I drunk at the time in the middle of the day?
Mm-hmm.
Because there's Chattanooga whiskey. Was everything we did was right there in the downtown Chattanooga area. Lots of great stuff to explore there. And we had a tour and a tasting of the Chattanooga whiskey, and they are very $18 a person. Tour was cool, educational. I mean, I really had fun. Got to see where they store the barrels and learn some things about the distillery and the distillation of whiskey. And then we go to the tasting, and their flight for the tasting is 6 shots, and then they have 2 other shots that don't fit on the flight that if you want them, you can request. One of them I wasn't going to request. Is their silver, which has been aged an hour. I'm not interested in that.
Aged an hour?
Yeah, so it can barely be called a whiskey. It's just a thing. And some people liked it. It's whatever. And where we're at was in the experimental distillery, where their full distillery was across town. So we got the experimental one that they had just worked on. Didn't like it either, but I liked a bunch of the other ones. My wife doesn't drink, so I had a minimum of 12 shots of whiskey for lunch on Sunday.
Is that the place at the corner of Martin Luther King and Riverside? Riverside Drive? Okay, there's a whiskey place there, so I was just wondering.
There's actually a couple in Chattanooga that you can tour and all that, but this was right downtown across from Nick and Norman's, which is Norman Reedus's restaurant, which I didn't realize till we went in to eat, and I saw his picture and I'm like, why is his picture all over the wall? Is this his restaurant? And the waitress was like, yeah. Very good food. It was fantastic. And it's directly across the street from that and Stir. Stir and Nick and Norman's are attached, basically. Bus station, the big bus depot downtown.
Okay. The choo-choo?
So we played a game, Kurt, called How Well Do You Know Your City? And he goes, I don't. So there's
I don't. I mean, I used to work downtown, but really I just drove the same path every time. It's not like I went exploring.
Yeah, well, obviously, because I found I Go Tokyo, which you need to take your family to, and you know that was there. I found Nick and Norman's and all. Anyway, doesn't matter. So that's why I was drunk on this afternoon, because I drank all of my shots and all my wife's shots, and then we went across town to Little Debbie and spent $161 on clearance stuff. Nothing was more than $4, except for like a T-shirt. We got a T-shirt, and I got a little old-fashioned camping mug. I got Tyrus and stuff, but the box goods, everything's half price or less than the store shelves. And it was with our kids, we just went a little nuts. I brought 3 cardboard boxes of packed full of this stuff home, and I've hidden 2 of those boxes away so they don't get destroyed immediately.
So did they
shame
have
on you, Joe?
did they have any fresh stuff as well?
Be more clear.
Well, you said you picked up a bunch of day old stuff.
No. It's all discounted. It wasn't actually day old. Yeah, no, it was still in
okay.
day.
All right.
Now, I think we did pick up, like, there's a manager special wall that's all clearance for like $1. I think that stuff was right on date or just after. So we got some of that. But no, everything else is just because they make it right there and they don't have to ship it or anything.
Right.
So you're talking about fresh, like you would get off the shelf in a box, Little Debbie's, half price.
Yeah. Interesting. And probably everything that they make is available.
Oh, stuff I never even heard of.
Right. No, that's what I'm saying. That's exactly what I'm saying, right?
Yeah, I came home with a big box of Little Debbie pecan pies, unicorn cakes. I mean, all kind of stuff we didn't know existed.
Yeah.
We definitely brought home. And Two Dorks, Steven says, "Hey, look, Kurt's back." And then I started talking about Little Debbie, and he goes, "Well, looks like I'm heading Chattanooga."
Yep.
And he says his buddy owns a place called the Bitter Alibi. Yeah, okay. You know what, Steven? You tell me when you're heading over there, because it's about the same drive for us. He's out in North Carolina, and I'm down in Georgia. I'll meet you up there, sir, and we'll go hit the town, man. It'll be a blast. So yeah, all that was Chattacon was a lot of fun. I look forward to doing it again next year, and we got to spend some great time with our buddy Bob.